Okay, Pylint. I have this application on GitHub. It's a Python 3 Flask REST boilerplate. It's very simple, it's very minimal. It's just to demonstrate Flask really. And just a simple CRUD style REST API. And it's got tests in it. And I can just run the tests now. Those tests verbose. And all the tests are passing. Can't really see that just yet. Okay, so they're all going okay. Anyway, that'll finish and that will be perfect. Okay, 15 tests in 15 seconds. That's okay. Perfect. No, it's not perfect. Pylint disagrees. Pylint is a tool that checks for errors in Python code and tries to enforce a coding standard and looks for code smells. It can also look for certain types of errors. It can make recommendations and suggest refactoring. And the other thing it does all kinds of stuff. And it uses the PEP8 style standard, which is probably, from what I can tell, the most common styling standard for Python. So it's all automatic. Let's have a check of my application to see what Pylint says. To run it, I will type Python mpylint app.py. So it's now reporting a whole bunch of issues that it can see in my code. That's quite a lot. I thought my code was good because the tests ran without an issue. Well, it's expected that in the industry today that you should be using a linter of some sort, and Pylint is probably the at least minimum you should use. So let's so in this video I'm just going to go through, I'm going to fix all these little particular problems and you will see how that's done. Okay, I'm going to start right at the bottom here and it says third-party import from Flask Swagger UI should be placed before my roots import. So let's go find that bit of code. That's it there. Needs to be put before roots. Save. Let's see what Pylint says now. Okay, so that issue no longer is there. It's now telling me that there's an import OS import which should be placed before the Flask import. Let's do that. Control X. There we go. Let's try that now. Very good. Those import errors seem to be resolved. Okay, so let's have a look at this next style error I've got. Invalid name doesn't conform to uppercase naming style. Cause. Okay. Let's make it uppercase. Cause. Let's see that. It's no longer there anymore. Okay, port. There we go. There's port, and port. Let's try that now. Yeah, fixed. Args. Let's have a look at args. There's args. Args. Pylint. Still got errors. Parser is another one that wants me to uppercase. Actually, in Visual Studio Code, I can do a bit of a shortcut. I can highlight text like that and press F1 and press uppercase, transform to uppercase, and there we go, it's uppercase now. That's one of the tricks. Still had to do the other ones. There's a refactoring option, but I'm not going to demonstrate that at the moment. Anyway. Okay, so all those uppercase problems seem to be solved down here. The next problem now is unused argument error at line 48. Let's have a look. 48, handle 500 error. Well, I don't want to remove that variable, and I don't really want to print it to the response either, because it may contain some sensitive information. So what I want to do is actually just sort of use a private variable convention that you've got in Python, which means where you put an underscore in front of the variable. It's not really private, but it's just a convention that you can use. And now Pylint will treat it like a, well, now Pylint will just ignore that variable. I'll show you. And I do Pylint again. Okay, so missing function docstring. Yep, doesn't say anything about unused argument now at line 48. The next one's at 43. So we're just going to do the same thing again. Error, error, and error. That's all my little errors. Excellent. Okay, what do we have left? Missing function docstring. I'll come and do that one later. I'm going to work on this one now. Function name handle 500 error doesn't conform to snake case styling. Snake case. Let's have a look. This is snake case. There we go. Handle 500 error. Yep, it's no longer in the list. Nothing at 48 about snake case error. Anyway, the next one is at 43. And there's another one here at 38 and another one at 33. So let's just fix all those now. So handle in snake case and 401 in snake case and 400 in snake case. Error. Did you see that? It told me illegal target error, whatever. It shows me there's an error. That's my inbuilt linter in the IDE, but doing that automatically. But I'm just going to try Pylint again. Rightio, that is all of those errors down here fixed. Okay, so I'm going to do the docstrings last, but anyway, constant name swaggy UI blueprint doesn't conform to uppercase. Okay, let's go and get that one. Swaggy UI blueprint. I'm just going to use the quick option there. Okay, so let's try that again. Constant name app doesn't conform to uppercase. So where's app? Okay, there it is. App. Okay, let's do all the occurrences of app in the decorators as well. App, and app. There's one left. There it is. App. Okay, let's try Pylint again. The only things missing are the docstrings. Let's do those now. Docstrings. Okay, 1, 2, 3. A Python Flask REST API boilerplate. CRUD style. I'll work on how I write that little phrase. Anyway, that will be my first docstring solved. There we go. There's another one at 26, 35, and 40. Let's do those nice and quickly. 26. Actually, I don't need that function anymore after doing a little bit of research. 29. So that leaves me at 35. because I deleted that function. Anyway, 30, 35, 40. Okay, so here we go, 30. So let's add a docstring here. Return a HTTP 400 error to client. Now, PEP 8 is pretty strict. Anyway, let's have a look. 400 error. I'm just going to fix these other ones at the same time because I know that's what Pylint is referring to. 404 and 500, return of 500 error to client. Let's try Pylint now. Unused, send from directory, imported from Flask. Excellent. So that's another thing it does. It tells you about unused imports. Fantastic. Pylint AppPy. Your code has been rated at 10 out of 10. Anyway, so I thought my tests were good enough, but now I got Pylint and I got tests. So let's just run the test again. First, I'm going to restart the app. So because I've just changed a whole lot of variables, there may be some problems, although nothing's being reported in the IDEs. Python M app. Yep, it started. Let's try some tests. Nice tests. Verbose. Okay. You see on the left here, these are the get, post, and put requests that the server is seeing, and on the right, these are the results of my individual tests. 15 tests. Okay. So my code, well, at least part of it, has now been linted using Pylint. Now conforms to the PEP 8 standard. And on the right, I've got my nose tests, which is one of your testing libraries. One I like. Cool. I'm going to push that to Git eventually, but I do have some more linting to do. I'll just show you quickly where that is. I've got other files in here I need to lint, because as you see, I've only done just one app.py, so I need to do another file here, tests app test.py, and that is telling me there's a whole bunch of problems there as well. And there's going to be problems everywhere. Doesn't matter. I will solve those. Anyway, if you want Pylint on your system, you probably already have it. But you can check that by going pip install Pylint. I'm already satisfied. Maybe I need to do an upgrade, so I could just do upgrade. Okay, they're already satisfied. Anyway, thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share.